Hi there. Welcome to Gardening 2022, episode 18. The camera's dropping. Whoa. Hi there. Welcome to Gardening 2022, episode 18. Really don't have to do too much to do this week. We gotta check in on the tomatoes with the squirrel repelling techniques that I've been using. They've been working pretty well, which is pretty exciting. I haven't had a squirrel in like 2 days. Got a trellis of tomatoes, pick the ripe ones, pick a pack of peppers. I think the cucumbers, probably no picking on the cucumbers this week. I donated 30 pounds of cucumbers to the food bank last week, which was awesome. I feel very good about that. That was a dream I had when I first started gardening, and that was my first donation. It took 3 years. But, feel good about that. Check in on the lettuce that we planted. We got to plant the corn, check in on the beans we planted, and I think that's about it. It's a pretty quick week. But let's do a quick tour of everything and see how things are going. All right, so it took about 5 days of various techniques to get the squirrels out of here. You can see they still got that tomato, and they got a few others. But I haven't had a squirrel in 3 days now. So a combination of these fake rubber snakes, which I learned about from YouTube. Thank you, Next Level Gardening. Got to move them though. He said they work for a few days, but if you don't move them, the squirrels stop falling for it. So I got about 3 of these, and I just kind of move them around every morning. I move them, and it does seem to be working, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, the tomatoes are doing well. Otherwise, I did get my copper fungicide spray, and it worked wonders. I will spray it again today. I pulled back on the watering. I switched my entire system to like 15 minutes of watering. It is very, very, humid, and it's been raining, so that seemed enough. I try and turn it off now on days where it's raining. I'm a little annoyed. This whole HomeKit automated watering system I have from Eve Aqua, it's called. It's pretty great, but it does not interact with the weather, which is stupid. So I'm going to get better about turning it off on days that it's going to rain, so my plants don't get too moist. I got a few of these little ones here. These San Arzanas are all going great, but have not gone yet. Got some aromas that are starting to ripe. It's pretty exciting. A ton down there. Look at that. I'm going to pick all those today, trim off those branches that were killed by the squirrels. I got this nice tomato here. Yeah, looks like we got some good cherries going. We got a bunch of tomatoes to pick, so we'll do that soon. There's some other ones up there. That. Yeah, this is going great. If I get enough aromas, I'm going to make some marinara sauce. Got a camera on things, so what I was doing, as soon as I saw this camera, it gave me an audible alert whenever there was a squirrel right in front of it, which is where they come in and they eat their tomatoes right here. I probably need to point it in a different direction now, but I'll fix that. But anyway, I would run out and I would see the squirrel, and I would find out where it was leaving, and it was leaving through a series of holes over here. So we would patch up each hole as they did it. I left a bar of Irish Spring. Some people said that helped. You can see there's another snake there. Snake's actually moved, so that's interesting. And I'm putting a perimeter of cayenne pepper right along, where's my finger? Right along there on the edge of this. I just bought some more. But the great thing is I have about 5 pounds of Thai chili peppers from last year, and I just hit about the year mark on those from harvest. And I'm getting new ones now, so I'm not going to eat those. So I'm going to freeze dry them and powder them and use that. So I'm going to freeze dry them and powder them and use that as the pepper barrier. I'm going to make my own pepper barrier, which is pretty exciting. That won't happen this week. I have to order the equipment. I was not at Walmart this morning. But that'd be pretty cool if I could grow my own defense against the squirrels. So that is exciting. Here are the trees, the fruit trees. They're growing. They got to go on the ground soon. This one has not bounced back, so I lost it, and I won't get the other one until the fall. I don't know why these are so wet again. It's very frustrating. They just need to go on the ground. They're not happy in pots. We'll get them in the ground soon. Maybe this weekend? I should really do it this weekend. I got a friend in town, so it might not be till next weekend. I need to mulch down back there. I mulched the main pathway, but I'm getting weeds on the edges. I didn't mulch the edges. Rosebush, it's getting big. I think I need to trim it back Still have not learned how to trim rose bushes. It's a fun experiment though. It worked pretty well. I like the rose bush. I want to keep it, but the deer will eat it if it's anywhere but in here, and I don't really want it in here. So I don't really know what to do about the rose bush. But at least I feel good about the fact that I can grow rose bushes. Grapes. I got a bunch of leaves that I had ruined from one of my sprays, as you know. And we still have the damage, residual damage from the Japanese beetles. But there have been no more, I think I might cut all these. They're just ugly, they're bothering me. There have been no more Japanese beetles in the last several weeks, or last week and a half. So I don't know if the season ended or they moved on or what. The neem oil eventually made them not like the plants anymore. Maybe I did it. I'm not gonna take credit, but they're done. So that is exciting. Strawberry patch is big. But generally I regard this as a failure because the squirrels, when they were coming in here, were eating the strawberries before I could get to them. We do have a bunch of new ones. Presumably now that I've blocked out the squirrels, I might get some strawberries. Tons of them starting to grow here. We're gonna leave it for the rest of the year, but next year we're definitely trying a different approach with our strawberries. Blueberry bush, doing lovely. Also needs to go in the ground this fall. Another month or so. More grapes. All these bad leaves. That's a weed. But the bushes themselves, the vines themselves, are doing great. These are 1-year-old grapes, so by next year they should be in great grape shape. Har har. Potatoes, really think they're getting close to harvest, but my calendar says otherwise. This is the bed we planted last week. Getting a little bit carrot sprouting, but not a lot. There's one right there. I don't see any more. A little bit of celery sprouting, but very, very little. But the lettuce and arugula is sprouting quite nicely. It's this all fast sprout, slow bolt. So yeah, we'll have a good bunch of lettuce a couple more weeks. So that's exciting. I stuck some store-bought ginger in here weeks ago and it never grew. It was not organic. A lot of ginger that isn't organic has a spray on it to keep it from growing. So I guess that failed. Oh well. It was just a first attempt. It's going to be many years before you get good at growing ginger, but I wanted to try. Watermelon is doing well. I have not touched my one watermelon. They've probably gotten others, but I'm confident there are a few other watermelons in there. So we're just going to let that go. Basil, doing very well. Happy honeybees from the neighbors. Doing great. Do your job, little bees. Wonderful pollinators. I am picking basil from this, but I love overplanting basil. So I have as much as I want, 6 varieties. And it's great pollinators right next to the tomatoes, and I'm just happy with it. Tons of tomatoes coming out the outside here. Squirrels will probably get to these. I can't do much about that. I fixed this branch last week, but it's gotten even bigger. I'm gonna have to pin that up or stake it. And then we got all those tomatoes in there. Trim that back. Very exciting. Funnel is growing, barely, but it's happening. And I swear that I'm dying, slowly, but it's happening. Mortal words of Connor Oberst. Yeah, so that's where I put the cayenne. It's rained a lot, so we're gonna put some more. Herb garden doing great. I pick herbs as needed. Just wonderful. I cut it all back. It grew back. I don't have any lavender flowers yet, which is a shame, but everything else is doing well. Thanksgiving's gonna be yummy. Yeah, clean up these grapes. Clean up these grapes. These beds were a complete failure of old flowers. I planted some borage in the second round. I did get one borage plant. It's already stopped blooming. Maybe it'll bloom some more. I don't know. I might dig that up. And then these leaves here, I'm gonna trim some of these, make it look nicer. We did some work last week guiding the loofahs towards the trellis, and it seems to be working. They're going up. I haven't found this guy has, but I need him to find this cable and all of this. But they're trying. See right there. I might take a pull right here, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Right there. Okay, that should help it. Once it gets to there, it'll have this to run up and we'll be good. Here are the cucumbers. As you recall, we cut them drastically back last week and harvested about 30 pounds of cucumbers. So we're gonna have some dead leaves and stuff from where I chopped. We might do a little cleanup on this week. There's a cucumber I missed. I guess we'll grab that one. But by and large, this bed gets a week for these small cucumbers to get to pickling size. Oh, there's another one. God, so many cucumbers. Oh, look at that cute one. There's a cute little one. There's a perfect size one, but I have so many already. I mean, I donated like 100 and I still have like 6. And I eat a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. This is where we're gonna put the corn. This is the radishes. I think they're doing pretty well. I think it might be time to harvest. Let's pick a radish and see. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, we're definitely gonna be harvesting some radishes today. That is exciting. Janet will be excited. Mother-in-law will be very excited. She likes the radishes. We will not use Janet's real name on the internet. Shallots. Thinned these last week. So they'll let the other ones get bigger. The other ones are curing. Gonna let this go another couple weeks to get some big shallots. Peppers. We are in the maximum pepper producing stage. It is out of control. I ate that whole batch of shishitos. They're growing like a weed. So we're gonna get a bunch more shishitos out of this today for our dinner. These red flame Johnny's F1s are doing great, but they're not ready yet, so we can leave those. I trellised up the Thai stuff last week, so we're getting a lot of small Thai peppers in there. Let's see if we can get through the netting for you. A lot of small Thai peppers in there, but they all need a couple weeks to grow. I harvested one of the red peppers last week. There is another one in there. There it is. I think we will harvest that today for the mother-in-law. Old beans got retrellised and they're all happy again. Got rid of all the bad dead leaves. I gave them a ton of poles that grow up. They look very happy. I don't see any beans, but that's fine because I harvested them all last week. And new beans, we already have a few new beans sprouting. Only 4, but that's okay. I feel good about that. Beans are going well. All right, let's start with the trellising of the tomatoes and picking of all of those Romas back there. I don't know where I can get a good angle for you. Look at that. That's like my best haul of tomatoes in 3 years. That's very exciting. Wow. I'm gonna make some marinara sauce. I think I got everything back so that like I won't be picking super ripe ones anymore because they've been lasting like days before they go bad. I need to pick them earlier and earlier. Like that one's really good. Even that one's probably okay. Yeah, so I'll get better at that. There's still a little bit of this fungus. I can't remember what it's called, but most of it's gone, either because I picked it off or I guess maybe my copper fungicide spray is working. I'm spraying these leaves. I should probably pick more of them off, honestly, but I'm spraying them and it seems to be reducing, so I'm gonna let that go for another week. So that is the tomatoes done. We're gonna have a bunch more. Very exciting. Hopefully the squirrels stay out of here. Let's put down a better perimeter of cayenne pepper. Found about 5 more reddish Roma tomatoes in there. Oh God, I see more. It's fantastic. Also, big news. I found out that this camera was accidentally overexposed 2 f-stops and I fixed it. So you won't get those big glaring bright shots from the last 2 weeks that were really annoying. Anyway, that cayenne pepper is about $3 a pop generic at Walmart. So I am very, very invested in making my own for my 5 pounds of Thai chili peppers frozen in the chest freezer from last year. So hopefully we can get to that by next week. Gonna clean up some of these grape leaves, and then I'm going to empty that stuff out. I have some forget-me-nots, which I think are not really gonna grow, but I want to put something in there and keep trying. And that's, I keep meaning to look up what summer flowers I plant. Oh no, that's a lie. I did look it up, and there's nothing I'm supposed to plant till fall. So I'm just gonna use this spare sack of forget-me-nots that came from my realtor in Alaska. Very clever. Don't forget me. Forget-me-nots. It's also the state flower of Alaska, which means it's totally not gonna grow here, but I'm gonna try anyway. And I'm gonna cut back a bunch of the dead leaves on these grape vines in hopes that new leaves grow, because they're really ugly, even though they're growing just fine. So let's get to it. It's my garden and I'll till if I want to. You would till too if it happened to you. Well, that was a significant amount of work to plant an Alaskan flower seed in the heat of the North Carolina summer. That is almost certainly going to fail, but once again, I realized that the right thing to do was to completely remake the beds, rebuild them. So it was very compacted, very moist. I know I have good drainage in these. It wasn't muddy, it was just retaining water in the soil, it was draining fine. So I had a ton of perlite, crab and lobster shell, and coco coir, which means crab and lobster shell, fertilizer, should sit a week anyway, which means I can buy some better seeds. I don't know what. There's nothing you're supposed to plant in the summer, but I think I'll look up like spring zone 9, spring Florida seeds or something like that, and plant them. Order 1 pack just to get something in there for the rest of the summer. I cut off most of the leaves on this grapevine that were ugly. I left that one. It really bothers me, but it's such a big leaf and it's still working. And now we're gonna go inside and do the same, because most of the leaves that I ruined by spraying hot oil on them in 95-degree weather are on the inside. So we're gonna go clean those up. I also mulched right here. There's weeds growing in there, and I'm gonna mulch there and back there. I really need to wear gloves though. There, I should mulch there because my hands, I'm getting stung. There's something on the tomatoes that gives me chigger-like bites every week. And it takes about 5 days for them to heal, and my arms itch, and I can feel I got one. Not as bad as last week, but I should be wearing gloves while I do this mulching job. So let's do the mulching and trimming those grape leaves. All right, well, we have mulched in there, over here and here, and all around those apple and pear trees. And we trimmed off most of the burnt leaves. We got a few burnt leaves like that one, most of the leaf is intact. This one's been burned and eaten, but it's still in pretty good shape. Same with that one, so I didn't cut them all. It is aesthetically better. That one, it's a bummer. And that one over there looks pretty good now. So yeah, they look better. Actually, let's do that to the grapes over there I saved too. Let's get rid of the eaten leaf real quick. These guys look good, man. You know, every week you stress over the current emergency and you forget to realize that you're making progress on the previous emergency. Look at these. They're really starting to be grapes. I think another year or two. Oh, there's a couple more leaves I could chop off, but they look good. 1 or 2 leaves doesn't really ruin it. You know, I'm all about aesthetics, not actually producing grapes. But yeah, I am happy. Trellis up little grape plants. Let's go plant some corn. All right, to recap, we have 3 types of corn from Johnny's Selected Seeds. We have hybrid bicolor corn, SH2, Solstice F1, certified organic by Mofga, North Steen Dent OG dry corn, and certified by Mogfa hybrid bicolor SH2. Wait, is that the same? No, it's no. Natural Sweet F1, Solstice F1, Northstein Dent OG. So everything went great last time except for the squirrels. So we're gonna use multiple defenses. The squirrels didn't touch it for months until it was making ears, but when that happens, we will do, the radishes will be out of there, so we will do chicken wire around the whole bed from the ground up, not from the border up. And then we will put row cover over the individual ears, and hopefully that'll do it. We'll see. 10-foot chicken wire with a roof on it. It's gonna be hilarious, but that's all for the future. Right now we're gonna plant this corn, and then we're gonna harvest some or all of those radishes because that one looked really good. All right, we got about 2.5 dozen radishes out of that. Medium size, not too big. Last time I let them go too big. These are the smaller ones. The harvesting had the effect of also thinning out these so these smaller ones can get bigger. I think we're gonna get 3-4 weeks of radishes out of this. It would be good to find somewhere else to plant some more for the fall. Probably when I harvest the onions. I bet, look how much it's reduced this year from when I started it. But yeah, also, we harvest those radishes in 2 weeks and plant another round of radishes. God, radishes, they're the best. All right, let us turn to these peppers now. Well, it looks like the heat made that camera give up the ghost, and you missed my scintillating harvesting of peppers. They're doing great. Very excited. I got about 30 shishitos, which is pretty cool. 2 big jalapenos and 1 red pepper. 3 big jalapenos, 1 red pepper, 1 big banana pepper. I've been eating these in my stir fry. They're delicious. The red peppers go with my mother-in-law. The shishitos I eat with dinner as a nice little stir-fried snack. And the jalapenos I've been giving away, but I'm gonna start freeze drying for the anti-squirrel powder or give to the food bank. So that is about it for this week. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I will see you guys in a week. Take care.